and then they would play the part in the play, acting out the persona's ups and downs and history and trials and tribulations. And so today we have this thing called a personality or persona, and we've forgotten that the original meaning of persona was something that we wear, something that we peer through. And we have forgotten all about our deeper spiritual nature and identity. We have been taught that our personality or persona defines who we are. But this is as silly as putting on a mask at Halloween and then thinking you are the mask. And so although there is a personality and an ego or a persona, awareness stands prior to it. Awareness wears the personality. And so we start to see that we are not our personalities, although they exist. And so we are exploring what we are through exploring what we're not. Through looking at our assumptions, through looking at everything we have identified ourselves to be, and seeing that in each and everything that we identify ourselves as, that there's actually something that stands prior to it, something that stands before it. There is always awareness of thought, awareness of feeling, awareness of persona, awareness of body, mind. All these things are objects of perception, objects which awareness perceives. None of them tell us about the perceiver. And so as we look deeper in a silent meditative way, we ask ourselves, what am I really then? What am I really at the core of my being? And we come upon, when we look within, behind all objects of perception, what we find is awareness or consciousness. And there we find the first assumption, the first illusion, that awareness is something that I possess. In fact, we say it in our daily language all the time, I am aware or I am conscious. And we assume that it's true. We assume that awareness is something we possess. We assume that there's an entity separate called me who possesses awareness or consciousness. And so we bring meditative self-inquiry to this fundamental illusion, this fundamental assumption. Is there a separate self that possesses awareness, possessive consciousness? Is there a separate someone, a separate entity? And you look inside for yourself. Can you find who possesses this awareness? Can you find who possesses consciousness, the entity, the me? And as we look inside and look for this me, the one who possesses awareness, we can be amazed and bewildered when we don't find it. When this supposedly separate sense of me that possesses awareness is not there. That there is no separate entity. What's there is awareness itself, consciousness. And there is no one who is aware. Awareness itself is aware. This is a great discovery. Awareness itself is aware. Consciousness itself is conscious. No separate entity, no me behind it. As we begin to see this, we are contacting the core of who and what we are. As bewildering as this may seem to the mind, it's unavoidable in direct experience. As we let go of this belief in a separate identity and realize ourself to be the underlying awareness, it's always been there, always been watching, always been waiting for you and I to come back home, to come back to what we really are, to rest within the seat of our own deepest nature, to realize ourself to be awareness itself. And we can explore this awareness. We can look in our own experience, right now and here. Does this awareness have an age? Does this awareness have a gender? Is it a male awareness or a female awareness? Or is it simply awareness itself? Does this awareness have a limitation? Can you find the beginning of it or the end of it? These are not questions meant to be answered in the mind. I'm simply directing your attention back to its source. We are simply investigating, each of us for ourselves, what's our true nature? We have been taught and we have been told that this realization is difficult, that to wake up from the separate me identity is hard and takes years. But all it really takes is a willingness to look into the depths of your own experience immediately, right away, right here, right now. And realize that what you are is a silent watching, is awareness itself, is what in spirituality has been called spirit, something without form, without shape, without gender, without age. Spirit is awareness. Awareness is spirit. It's always been so. It has always been who we are. This spirit awareness has been wearing the mask called you and me. And like most human beings, we have lost ourselves and identified ourselves as the mask, as the persona. We have played the part of the character to such an extent that we have identified ourselves as the character, as the persona. But this inquiry is an opportunity to wake up from this trance, to realize what you've really known in the heart of your own heart. That this personality, these bodies, these minds are just a mask through which spirit awareness functions. And through this investigation, wordlessly, silently, feeling into the truth of what you are, the flash of recognition can dawn on you, can dawn within you, and you can realize that this awareness, this spirit, is what you are now, what you've always been. You don't earn it, you don't cultivate it, and you don't maintain it. It is what you are. It is also what your neighbor is, what your friend is, what your enemy is, what your lover is. It is the core and heart of all beings. And so, therefore, is not personal, does not belong to anyone. This is the one spirit, the one awareness that functions through all form, that takes all forms, that appears as all form, while always remaining in the heart, in the deepest center, formless. And so this is an invitation I give to you to rest in the mystery of what you are, to give recognition to this mysteriousness of being awareness, spirit itself, to return to direct experience, and not stay lost within the trance of mind. This recognition is our inheritance. It's what we were born to realize within ourselves and realize within all things and all beings. It's available to everyone, everywhere. All we need to do is to be willing to look for ourselves, to inquire, to be guided and directed by our direct experience, and to awaken from the mind. Then there's a natural state of rest, a natural sense of freedom, a natural sense of ease. And we can be consciously what we've always really been.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.